If you've played Valorant or Counter-Strike, you know that the default buy if you have enough money is usually heavy armor, but at higher skill levels, people actually tend to go for light armor because enemy guns can kill you with a headshot regardless of armor. This helps them save some money to buy things for the next round. Contrary to those games, in Strinova, guns cannot one-shot you if you have either type of armor, excluding the snipers of course. On top of that, there's no need to buy a kit every round. Your upgrades are a one and done deal unless you're swapping between upgrades, so being extremely conservative with your economy isn't really a factor. That begs the question then, what is the best armor option? Let's talk about it. First, we should address the elephant in the room. Unlike the games I mentioned, the light armor option in Strinova is not just light armor, it's light regen armor. At first glance, you might see armor regeneration 6 with that tick on the stat bar and think, can't be that useful, right? At least that's what I thought because I'm a little dense. I need a unit of measurement. 6 what? Apples? Bananas? The actual regeneration rate is 6 armor points every 2 seconds. I'll show you guys that here.
Are you alone with one pusher?
I'm not sure why that's not written in game, but yeah, it is absolutely useful. Your health pool is the most valuable resource in the game, so anything that can regenerate it in some way is something that you should be using. Let's look at the actual armor point difference. Light armor gets you 90, 95, or 100 armor, and heavy armor gets you 115, 120, or 125. It's always a 25 point difference, which is really just a little less than one round of any primary weapon. Again, excluding snipers. That's a bit of a generalization, so let me show you how that plays out in a fight with Michelle as an example. If I choose light armor with Ming, I get 190 total health. I have thoughts on Ming later, this is just an example. At 10 meters or less, Michelle's gun, without upgrades, will do 36 damage to the head. I'm going to use that as the metric for this test, since her recoil is pretty tame, so people will probably land a lot of headshots on average. One shot will bring us down to 154 total health. Another will be 118 health, and a third will be 82. That third shot will overflow into your normal health since the armor breaks at 100. 3 more shots will kill you with 26 in excess damage. So that means you tank 6 shots with light armor. Now let's do heavy armor, which gives you 215 total health. One shot will take us down to 179 total health, second shot will take us to 143, third to 107, and fourth to 71. 2 more shots will kill you with 1 point of excess damage. In this scenario, you would die to the same amount of shots regardless of your armor choice, but let's look at another scenario. Same gun, but farther away at about 30 meters. Michelle's gun does 30 damage to the head at this distance. So 190 points total with light armor, 3 shots takes out your armor with no overflow. 3 more shots leaves you with 10 health, and the 7th shot kills you with 20 excess damage. Now for heavy armor, 215 total health again. 4 shots takes out your armor and leaves you with 95 health. 3 more shots leaves you with 5 health, and the 8th shot kills you with 25 excess damage. I know that was a lot of yapping, but it's all just to visualize the actual difference between the two options. In summary, Michelle's gun at 10 meters and no upgrades will kill in 6 shots with both armor types. At 30 meters, she would kill in 7 shots with light armor and in 8 shots with heavy armor. Obviously, this is one of many scenarios, but you'll find similar results across similar guns where the armor only makes a difference by 1 additional shot. Having said that, surviving an additional DMR shot, like from Nobunaga or Madalena, is a lot more of a game changer than surviving 1 shot from a full auto gun. Let me give you a quick showcase of what I mean by that. Instead of Michelle, let's fight Madalena, and let's give her the headshot damage upgrade. At 30 meters, her gun will do 105 damage to the head. With light armor on Ming, you're gonna die in 2 shots. With heavy armor, you'll survive the 2 shots with 5 HP left. Being able to survive a whole second headshot from Madalena's gun is a considerable difference. The problem with this test is, this is completely ignoring the regeneration that light armor offers. Let's dive into why that should definitely not be overlooked. Alright, picture this. You're pushing A site, and it's not going well. You've lost all your armor, some of your HP, and your team can't get on site. Naturally, you guys decide to rotate to B site. On the way there, someone on the flank interrupts you and breaks your armor again, which was able to regenerate a bit. Your team continues and finally gets to site, and you plant just before the enemy engages you. Your armor is full again. The odds, at least in a 1v1, are balanced again, especially if you still have near full health. Let's repeat the scenario with heavy armor. Your armor was broken on A site, and you rotate around to B site. When you engage the enemy, you only have 100 HP left, and probably less from the damage overflow of getting your armor broken. This is just one scenario out of many, but in a game like this, you will often be pulling back or have brief periods of transition. We've done all this talking, so let's wrap it up with some definitive answers. In general, light regen armor does seem to have more positives than negatives. After all, the ability to come back into a fight with some or all of your armor back really is as good as it sounds. But heavy armor shouldn't be shrugged off as bad. It does let you tank an additional shot, potentially more, depending on the weapon shooting you and the distance between the two of you. Tanking 1 or 2 shots might sound negligible, but just think about the amount of fights you've survived with 3 or 10 HP left. On top of that, certain agents actually benefit from having heavy armor, specifically the ones that have armor regeneration inside their kit. This essentially turns the heavy armor into heavy regen armor, which means you'll regenerate to a higher max armor than you would be able to with light regen armor. I'll run you through the list of agents really quickly. Ming is the most straightforward one, since her passive skill and third awaken skill both have armor regeneration. On top of getting a bunch of temporary armor from the rest of her kit, heavy armor contributes to an even larger health pool. Same goes for Nobunaga, whose active skill places guardian eyes that regenerate armor, which can be made even faster with one of the available upgrades. Another one is Celestia, who gets conditionless armor regen from her passive, and her active skill regenerates her own and someone else's armor. Her ultimate also regenerates the armor of a teammate, so that might also be something to consider. If someone else is playing Celestia on your team, running heavy armor instead of light regen armor might be better, so you can have a larger health pool while still regenerating. In that scenario, team coordination will be a factor. Finally, Okona also regenerates her own armor with her active skill. If you're playing any of these agents, heavy armor might be the better choice. So, in conclusion, it's a bit of a nuanced topic, and I'm by no means a pro, but it's hard to definitively say that one is better than the other across the board. To leave you guys with an answer, I would use light regen armor for every agent that isn't in the list I went over, and use heavy armor for the ones in that list. But also, experiment with both types and get an idea of how much it affects your survival, with your team's playstyle and your individual playstyle. That's all for now. I really hope this helped you guys get a better idea of what each armor can do, and if you have any tips, ideas, opinions, by all means, please comment and let me know. Cheers.